Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Why we should talk about Industrial Revolution after 200 years. We have always associated Industrial Revolution as an historical event which changed the world. Then why we should talk about it now? Why now? Nations have changed after the previous Industrial Revolution. With increased industrialization, new world powers, new leaders and superpowers have come. What is happening now? Now truly open your eyes and watch till the end of the video. We worked very hard to research and create this video, so please subscribe, like and share the video. So let's talk about a little context on it. The first Industrial Revolution started somewhere in mid 18th century till the mid of somewhere 19th century. The impact was that it made UK one of the strongest economy and a world power. So it basically witnessed the use of machines against the hand-driven. Use of steam and water power is also actually started in this Industrial Revolution, the first Industrial Revolution. We read about the first Industrial Revolution, its impact on the world. Even today, it was an important turning point in the history of mankind. Then came the second revolution, starting from the mid-19th century. The second phase brought about a wave of innovations like mass productions, assembly lines, electrical equipments, steam-powered machines, and many more. An important impact of this was the rise of USA into the world stage as a great economic power and also going to be a world superpower. Beginning of the third Industrial Revolution was somewhere mid-1950s and 60s, where we saw the digitalization and the digital revolution starting with the advent of conductors, semiconductors, internet, and personal computing. And I think in this, we don't have to talk about who was the leading nation because we all witnessed it. But for some of the millennials, we must tell that USA continued to lead the world in this technology, in this Industrial Revolution, and continue to be the superpower. Now, what we are witnessing is the fourth Industrial Revolution. If you see, the amount taken by each of the phases is gradually decreasing. After the fifth Industrial Revolution, maybe even shorter, it will be coming up very fast. But talking about the fourth Industrial Revolution, we are very fortunate to be part of this revolution. And if we have to get going and become better and best, we have to actually conquer and be a leading force in the fourth Industrial Revolution. And that is the topic that we are talking about today. We saw rise of the developing countries into the world stage. Countries like India, China, Brazil, South Africa, and there are many Asian markets, and the Asian economies and the countries, they are coming up and they are having more say in this Industrial Revolution. But who's going to make an impact and who's going to actually lead in this Industrial Revolution and this wave is something that we're going to talk about, and that is going to clarify a lot of doubts that we may have on this. Now, Industrial Revolution, the fourth one, is a very vast topic and it's evolving really fast as we speak. But we can concentrate on few points which are quite important. It is marked by the age of automation. So basically what we're doing is we are automating the processes, the repetitive processes, and even the processes or the work which are ad hoc, which cannot be repetitive, but we are making use of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. I created a video on machine learning and artificial some time back. You can go to my playlist and watch those. Now, so this Industrial Revolution is going to focus largely on the automation front. Now, this also is all about use of smart technologies. Smart technology create a smart city, a smart equipment, a smart appliance. All those will be part of the smart technology. It's a smart society that we're trying to build, which will be totally different than we ever heard of. We will see the rise of machines. Already there are a lot of examples where the computers have actually outsmarted humans. But this time, we're going to talk about the rise of machines. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence. We're going to see machine learning, 3D printing. We'll talk about 3D printing in a separate video, but that is what's happening. Improved communication in terms of the 4G and the 5G in particular communication. That's a fifth generation we're talking about. And also autonomous vehicles. You will see that sooner on the roads. And also you will see a lot of improvement in terms of the climate change, because the cleaner usage of energy in terms of the hydrogen based or any other which is cleaner and more environment friendly is going to come in this phase. It may not mature, but that's where it will start. So when we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution, who actually coined the idea, or is this something that we've been using all the time? Well, I can tell you about the person who actually first coined the idea. His name is Klaus Schwab. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Yeah? He is a part of the World Economic Forum, and he used in one of his publications in 2015. And from then on, it's getting used more and more. And countries are fighting to actually be the world leader during this industrial revolution. It is very difficult to talk about the impact and the magnitude of the change because of this revolution. Now, everything is going to change. The way we think, the way we socialize, the way we communicate with each other, everything and anything is going to change. Man, machine, everything. Also, it would be good to talk about a new topic which I see a lot of people talking about, not only in the literary circle, not only the economists, but the world leaders are talking about it. Who is going to be the next superpower? Will that be China or will that be India? Most of the people will actually bank upon China rather than India, though they do agree that India is going to be a major power. And if they take few steps correctly, they will also be a superpower. But what are those steps? There have been a lot of discussion, there have been a lot of articles and everyone talking about it, but actually it's not that complex. If you see, it's going to be very straightforward. I will not get into the details, but there are a few factors that we should look into. We see many economies are getting stronger. They were developing initially, but they're developing really fast. China, we all know. India, we always talk about. But there are other economies like South Africa. We have Brazil, Argentina, South Korea, and there are many more, so-called the Asian tiger. So all those economies are coming into play now. And who will become the world leader? The main fight and the main battle, most of us would agree, is between China and India. Now those are the two major economies. In 1940s, the size of the economy and the composition of the economy, it was very much similar. And they were still struggling to make up their mark in the world stage. But if you see 50 years from then on, we see China is way ahead of India in terms of the development index, the way it's been making economic policies, and they have larger market share in the overall global trade. This is something which is also reflecting in their getting more and more strength in terms of the military, also in terms of production capability. It's now the second largest economy in the world, and India is also trying to fast catch up with that. But if you see, unlike before, China and India are actually next to each other, and they are the competitors. If you read history, you must have heard the analogy of Rome and Carthage, where Rome survived and Carthage was no more, and they're next to each other. If we come back to current situation, we have a very similar situation that we are seeing right now. No one can doubt that China has been really stronger in terms of the execution of the economic policies. China is being considered in various aspects at par with US. Though they still have a few months to go, but they are very close. They're the closest, in fact, and India is still catching up. So China and US have actually created a bipolar world. But essentially, if you look at China, China has been very introvert society. So the leadership which China is going to bring to the world stage is going to be very different. The leadership which China is going to bring, since it's governed by a single party, which is the Communist Party, so it's going to be very, very narrow in its approach. In the long run, we will see that China, after reaching its zenith, is actually going to come down a little bit, if not more. That's the point where India will rise if it does not meet the fate of Carthage. It is going to become the next superpower when China is going to lose their steam. And provided India also take few steps to the right direction in terms of the execution, coming 50 years would not be a single superpower. It will always be a multipolar world where China, Russia, US, and India. So I can talk more about it, but I think that's all for today. Stay safe and please subscribe to the video. We'll see you next time very soon.